How did Rutherford arrive at gold foil as the best choice for his particle experiments? I've been trying to find readings that track the progression of his thought and his experiments. Why did he use this substance and not that substance? Why gold foil? Is it because gold is so malleable, but so is lead, and lead is much more dense? Any thoughts or suggestions for readins? I am also very interested in learning the exact mechanics of the transition from alchemy to modern science. The answer: is it because gold is so malleable, but so is lead, and lead is much more dense? Gold is much more dense than lead, at 19.3 versus 11.3 grams per cubic centimeter, but the density of the metal isn't really a direct factor in Rutherford's scattering, in contrast to the atomic mass. More directly, the atomic number, but this was prior to the discovery of the neutron, and atomic density, with gold being very close in atomic number to lead, and gold being more malleable and non-reactive than lead, and with gold foil more ubiquitous than lead foil, and with gold being more atomically dense than lead, there wouldn't have been an advantage to using lead over gold. From Geiger's 1910 on the early experiments, gold appeared to be the most suitable substance for such comparative measurements, since it can be obtained in very thin and uniform foils, and in addition its scattering power is higher than that of any other material available. Since thin and uniform sheets could only be obtained for gold, tin, silver, copper, and aluminium, the experiments were confined to these metals. These and later experiments by Geiger and under the supervision of Rutherford ultimately showed that scattering per atom was proportional to the square of the atomic weight. That is, other materials were observed, but since gold was far more suitable and lead was very close in atomic weight to gold, it would not have yielded much more insight compared to lighter and more malleable materials. It's important to note that thin sheets and uniform thickness were important because the scattering was also observed as a function of the number of sheets used. In fact, it appears that lead was used in the early experiments, but it was less effective than gold. This was speculated to be due to impurities in the lead, but I believe atomic density would have played a role here, possibly also the relative difficulties in producing thin sheets of lead. Follow this channel for more Santa Explains.